Let's now turn attention to Zamfara State, where residents of Jimrawa community in Kara Namoda local government area have staged a peaceful protest at the entrance of the government house, Guso, over what they described as continuous killing and abduction by armed bandits. The protesters, mostly women, children and youth, said they abandoned their ancestral homes for over 2 years due to attacks by militias. They want the federal and Zamfara state government to address the problem, as they promise not to leave the streets nor return to their village until adequate security is provided.
My parents and my husband died as a result of banditry. For nearly 3 years, I have not been myself. I lost all that I have and have to abandon the few ones that remain. It is really very sad. We have suffered in the hands of these people for too long. That is why we are here once again to seek for help. Governor Dauda Lawal and President Tinubu should come to our rescue, please. We will remain here till they send us security operatives.
Spokesperson of the Zamfara state government, Suleiman Idris, joins me now on TVC News at 7 for more. Mr. Idris, this is the second time in 1 week that residents will be protesting to the government house against what they've called continuous killing and abduction by armed bandits. First, what is the situation now there, because they promised not to leave, and how is the Zamfara state government reacting and responding to the situation?
Thank you for having me. The insecurity in Zamfara and Northwest in general is a very major concern for the state government and other state governors across the region. The protest that happened in Zamfara earlier was from people that were facing the banditry in their locality. So we have seen it as a call. If you read what the placards, what is written on the placard is that they are calling on the federal government and the defense ministry to deploy troops to their locality. So people are now well informed. They know that the state governor and the state government doesn't have the military, the police, and the DSS. We can only collaborate with the federal government and the defense ministry to do the needful, but we don't have the military and we don't have, they just come to the government house because that is the nearest authority that they can be able to reach at this moment. But their plea is to the federal government. You can see it boldly written on the placard that they are calling on President Tinubu to deploy troops to their locality.
Yes,
so,
Mr. Idris.
As we always,
Mr. Idris, I hear you, but you know the governor is the chief security officer of the state. So whether they are on the line factors...
That is not true. That is not true. No governor is the chief security executive of his state. Let me correct you, please, because no governor has full authority over the military or the police. So no governor is the chief security of his state. That is just a mere statement. It's theoretical, but never practical. So no governor is the chief security officer of the state. This is a correction. You should go and investigate this information.
All right. That question I asked, there was another part to it, because these people promised that they would not leave that venue until security personnel are deployed to their areas. What is the situation there now? Are they still there? Have they left? What's happening?
What happened? As a responsible government, when the people arrived at the government house, what actually happened is that the security and some of the members of the cabinet approached them and they received their complaint that this is what they want. They want deployment of troops to their locality. So they were promised that the state government will convey the same message to the presidency and the military and the defense headquarters for more deployment of troops to Zamfara state, especially in volatile areas within the state. So they left the government, they premised the gate of the government house. I think it just lasted for 30 minutes and they left back to where they came from.
All right. As we wrap up the conversation, just help us make sense of, how serious the situation is. A group known as Zamfara Circle Community Initiative says that bandits in Zamfara State now place levies on communities to be paid with gold. Is that correct? That's one. And two, what is the Zamfara State government now doing to reassure the people and help them to, return home? And is there any arrangements at the moment for maybe makeshift places where they can be pending when calm is restored to their communities?
The questions were not clear because maybe it's a network glitch. It was not clear. Can you please repeat the question?
I'm asking you to confirm, or otherwise the statement by a group in Zamfara State that bandits now ask residents, communities to be paid with gold.
That is not true. As far as I'm concerned, I can only say that we are yet to receive that information, a security information. We are yet to get the information from the police and the DSS. So as far as the government is concerned, that statement is false.
All right, then. So, well, thank you very much for talking to us. We do hope that these communities get the help they need at this time. The spokesperson of the Zamfara State government, Suleiman Idris, thank you very much.
Thank you.